is moving and shaking. Good morning. My name's Morgana, and I'm your host this morning. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Tucson, and to all those joining us online. We're so happy you chose to be with us today here at the Center for Spiritual Living Tucson. The invitation is for all of us to experience a happier life, better health, and embracing a more abundant living environment. If you're here for the first time and feel brave or willing, we have a gift for you at the greeter table as you exit the sanctuary, so just outside the door. Please let Reverend Rhoni or a practitioner know that you're here for the first time. Also, if you're willing to put your hand up, wave to us, say hi. Hey. Yeah, hi, welcome. Thank you. Welcome and thank you for joining us today. We are so happy you chose to be here. For those joining us in person, let's go ahead and put those phones on airplane or shut them down. Just a few announcements. Of course, you know, every Sunday before service, we have a 20-minute meditation led by one of the practitioners out there at Annex Building, Room 2 at 10:30. Now, you know, we've got a very important week next week. We've got Potluck Sunday. Everybody loves Potluck Sunday. But immediately following Potluck Sunday in the service, and you should have gotten this in your newsletters. If you don't have one yet, see one of the practitioners or Reverend Rhoni. And it's the annual meeting, so it's very important. Please clear your schedules. Make sure you're here for the whole time. We need your voices and your input. And of course, we always like a little help after potluck for cleanup. It always helps move things faster. The scheduled time for the meeting is 1 o'clock. It will be in person, but also on Zoom for those. We don't want to leave you out. Any details or questions, they're in your newsletter, in the bulletin. Okay, so now let's settle ourselves into our morning. I'd like everyone to just take a nice deep breath. Inhale in peace and love. Hold it. Release tension. Let it go. Remembering we are always in sacred space. And know that wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you're welcome here with us. Here at the Center for Spiritual Living, we believe everyone is a unique expression of the divine source. There's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is our life right now. Okay, so let's take a quick minute to greet our neighbors, say hello, give hugs, pats, welcomes, say hello to our online friends. Okay, and as we come back together into our spiritual ritual space, we'll say together the mission. I believe it's on the board, yes. A spiritual alternative. The Center for Spiritual Living Tucson is an inclusive, vibrant, spiritual community focusing on personal connection through our beliefs, principles, and the practices of the science of mind.
We will have the lighting of the flames of faith. We perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all sentient beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of the Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light the candle for all who are as yet unaware of the power and presence of the Spirit in their lives. We hold space for them and for all those religions unnamed in this ceremony. And lastly, as the healing candle is lit, please put silently into the light the names of anyone you wish to experience the healing flame of God's eternal love. And now we will have 3 minutes of silent meditation. This is my prayer for all of us today, or my invocation prayer, inviting Spirit to be here with every one of us. And this prayer is about gratitude. Gratitude that we have this beautiful place to be in. We have this incredible new music director today and the musicians. We have our honored Reverend and all the people that serve and make this service possible. I am grateful. It's a beautiful sunny day and the fall equinox has happened and we're entering a new joyous season full of fall colors. I'm just grateful for color and that my eyes can see the color. I'm grateful for new beginnings. New beginnings. I claim that we leave all the dust behind and we enter into this new season all dusted off, all ready. Ready for fun, ready for knowledge, ready for wisdom, ready for forgiveness. So I'm grateful to be here today, grateful to serve. I send this prayer into the action of the law, and we all say, and so it is.
Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow's a dream. This moment is all I have, all I can see. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow's a dream. This moment is all I have, all I can see. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is. Right here, right now, right on, and so it is.
In our program, there's a spiritual thought for today. I'm going to read that, and then if we could all do the affirmation together. Thank you. Before you arrived here, the dream of your individuality was carefully planned. You were sent in the shape of destiny in which you would be able to express the special gift that you and only you can bring to the world. It is important to hone your intuition and your hearing so that you can hear your internal guidance that is leading the way. When you are involved in an activity for its own sake, the ego falls away. Time flies. Your whole being is involved, and you're using your skills to the utmost. Become a lighthouse, blessing the world with your love and light wherever you go. And the affirmation together. With each step on the path of purpose and new wave of experiences, I continue to love more fully and deeply than I knew was possible or that I was ever capable of. So it is. Amen.
This is a tune by Eddie Watkins Jr. When you believe in me. Anything is possible when you believe. Anything is possible when you believe. Faith can make a mountain move when you believe. On it, you got it. Faith can make a mountain move when you believe. You want it, you got it. Don't you know that you can change your life when you believe? Know that you can change your life when you believe in yourself. When you believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe. Gonna make a miracle when you believe. Gonna make a miracle when you believe. Everything you want, you got. When you believe, you want it, you got it. Know that you got. When you believe, you want it, you got it. In yourself, when you believe. 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 I believe in me. I believe in you. When we believe in each other, there ain't nothing we can do. I believe in me, make a miracle. I believe in you. We believe in each other, there ain't nothing we can do. I'm believing in me, cause I'm believing in you. Smile on my face, catch my step, and put the rest is to accept the view. For the things that I can do, pick and choose, game to win and lose. Only traveling a one-way mess up. People always say to me, give up. I never had enough thing to believe when I can feel other people feeling me. But I gotta say, but I gotta pray, believing in them in this life in every single way. Got a bunch of game, but it's not a sweepstakes. Got a bunch of love versus money in the bank. Anything is possible when I go and jump the highest obstacle. Unexpected, audible, or frog stop, hop stop. In the right spot, thoughts are the key, like the belief in me, and just to never give up. I believe in me. I believe in you. When we believe in each other, there ain't nothing we can do, because anything is possible when we believe. Anything is possible
about all of you, but I think Linda should do the rest of the service. Oh, Linda, and Chris and James. Yeah, y'all feel good? Yes. Okay, well, this morning, I'm going to speak to you all about the great unfoldment. Yes. You know, and it's aligning ourselves with the I can almost say that, evolutionary impulse of spirit. So what does that mean for all of us to align with spirit, to be part of that? Well, we all just did it. We all aligned with this amazing energy that brought us up. You know, unfoldment can be found in a lot of different things. I mean, not that we have the time, but if you watch a way that a blossom opens, that's an unfoldment. However, unfoldment is not tidy. It's not tidy like if you pull yourself up to, say, a formal dinner table and you have these crisp linen little napkins and you unfold it. No. It's more wild, it's more chaotic, and it's often terrifying and utterly necessary kind that is at the heart of our existence. Yes. And what I've come to call the great unfoldment is this constant, relentless press of spirit, the raw evolutionary impulse of God pushing everything out of its current shape and into another form. Yes. And we look at that and go, what just happened? You know, the problem with tidy, as I call it, tidy spirituality, everything put in a nice little box and it's got a nice little bow, it doesn't work. You know, what we become experts at, at tidy spirituality because we try to keep everything contained. We want a clean path. We want a clear sign, a set of 3 easy steps to align. Yes, it should only take 3, right? We imagine spirit as a kind, perhaps an elderly mentor, maybe a shaman, yes, a shaman in nature, and gently guiding us, toward our best lives. Not so much. But if we look at the world right now, and if we look at, say, a redwood tree or a sequoia, this big, beautiful thing that pushes itself up through the earth, and it starts off as this little itty-bitty sapling, and yet it grows into something absolutely magnificent. We can also think about, a supernova that collapses, into a black hole. Or even, we adjust the agonizing, beautiful mass of a single human life. That spirit is anything but tidy. Yes, we are sometimes a very hot mess in our lives, and we don't know what to really do with it. It is a force. It is a force of nature. It's a force of energy. It's a force of love. It is this elemental urge to become more than what was. But what was? The evolutionary impulse isn't just about biological change. It is about the metaphysical mandate that nothing remains static. It can't. It can't and it won't. So if you're all into it's going to stay this way and that's the way it's only going to be, well, you're in for a rough ride because things do change. The divine isn't fixed. It's not a fixed, and it's a finished, entity waiting for us to catch up. The divine is the act of becoming, and is this act there that is where there's always something falling away, like death, always dissolution, always a period of being lost in the dark. We go through those darknesses, as I spoke about it last week. And God doesn't always give us a flashlight to see where we're going. Sometimes we have to bump into those walls. Sometimes we have to get a little bit bruised. And I don't know about some of us that are in the more mature factor. It's amazing how you just kind of like bump up against something and you get this huge bruise. It's kind of a reminder of like, okay, life is okay. But, we have to learn, to navigate. It's embracing the via negativa, or the evolution of our lives. It is to align with this great unfoldment. We must recognize that the alignment is rarely comfortable. No, we're not going to be able to sit on our sofa, eat popcorn, and watch your, favorite movie and just go, oh, life is great. It's not going to happen. Because what's going to happen is the energy, the spirit of love is going to nudge you. It's going to poke you. It's going to put you into positions that you're really unhappy about and you're really not going to enjoy. And why? Why does it do that? Sometimes we go, really? You have to, why now? Why not now? Because what it does is it pushes us. It pushes us into a higher spirit, a higher love, a higher level of love, not only for ourselves, but for humanity. We are often called to the dark ground, to the cave of the unknowing. But when we get to the back of the cave, sometimes that's where we find the light. Sometimes that's where we find our bliss. Sometimes it's where we go, oh, okay, so this is what I've been hiding from. This is it's the spiritual equivalent of the pressure that turns, say, carbon into a diamond. It is the darkness. It's the heat and the crushing weight that, precipitates the next form. I'm sure some of us have felt that, where we felt the heat and the pressure of life coming down on us and saying, what is mine to do? And yet what happens is something opens up. Something is brought forward. Something shows us the greater next yet to be. And yes, this is supposed to be the experience so that we can continue on and be amazing. You're already amazing, but it's just part of the spiritual tools that we put in our backpacks of life. Think of the old religious tradition of the via negativa, the way of unknowing, or of stripping away what God is not. This evolutionary unfolding demands a similar negation of our small selves and our rigid certainties. It means letting the old maps burn. What do you mean? I have to have a map. I've always had this map. It always tells me where I'm supposed to go. It leads me, into temptation. It leads me to wherever. I've always had it. And then Spirit says, let me pry it from your cold hands and let me give you something new. A new adventure, a new opening to know and find out your divine self, to open up your heart. Open up your heart. It means accepting that the spiritual truth of today will be the limitation of tomorrow. Fact. It means standing in the rupture when your life, your beliefs, or your community, falls apart. And realizing that rupture in Spirit's way of creating space for a new form to emerge. Now, I said rupture, not rapture. Don't get the two confused. However, they can be very similar. What is the equivalent to this metaphysically? Spiritual bypass. Yes. Oh. The rapture offers a quick, dramatic, all or nothing escape, from the world. Spiritual bypass offers a slower, more insidious escape from yourself. Yes. And isn't it what we're supposed to be working on is our divine self and that relationship? The rapture is like slamming the door and running for the hills. The bypass is like putting on noise-canceling headphones, turning on an ambient, soundscape, say of, Zen flute music. That's one of my favorites. And then pretending the house isn't actively on fire. We just ignore everything. Both are fantastic ways to avoid doing the actual work of being a messy, complicated human. And bring on the messy, complicated planet as well. Both are 10-10 for escapism, if we really want to look at it. But look to the inner self. When we are willing to walk through the uncomfortable spiritual growth parts of our lives, we realize we no longer need to spend so much time fighting the collapse, trying to patch up the old vessel, like putting, new wine in old wineskins. Didn't work back then, it doesn't work right now. Because we realize the revolutionary impulse is not interested in patching. Right, it's not interested in patching. It's interested in Genesis. And Genesis is a messy business, usually conducted in the dirt and the dark and far, far from the light, we are so desperately seeking. Where's the light? Right here. It never leaves. It's not out here. The light is within. And that light is the presence of Spirit, God, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it. It's right here. It's in the heart. It's in the heart chakra. It's about alignment. Alignment is about surrender, not control. And I know that C word is really hard for some people. So how do we align? We don't align by doing more. We align by surrendering to the doing of Spirit. And that is often very difficult for some of us because it's like a hypothesis. You want to see the empirical evidence. I want to see it. I want to see it before I believe in what's going on here. Well, you can't see Spirit, but you can feel Spirit. You actually see it everywhere. Spirit, God, whatever is your understanding and feel comfort level, is here, all around us. Alignment isn't about achieving, a state of perfect bliss or absolute control. It's about becoming profoundly available to the current trajectory of the divine stream, even when it flows through grief, failure, or the terrifying abandonment of what we held dear. When it has basically crashed our world. And then we look at everything, or what we felt was true, and we say, how do I rebuild? And Spirit says, it's about love. Trust your heart. You know, surrender in this context is not passive resignation. It is the active orientation, a willingness to let the deepest, most authentic current of being guide the destruction and reconstruction of your life. We often say when things fall apart, they're actually falling together. But in our humanity, we look at it and go, no. How can you tell me that this huge mess that has just been created, and by the way, you did create it, is going to come together? Well, let me remind you, how many of us have gone out, say, okay, I'm just going to use a job. We go out and we look for a job, or maybe we're looking for an apartment, or whatever it is. And we really want this. We think, oh yeah, this is like the perfect thing. It's going to solve all my problems. And then you get this wonderful little thank you, but no thank you. And you think, but wait a minute, that was designed perfectly for me. And God, and the God within, and the energy of the universe says, no, I have something better for you. Just be patient. Be patient, because there is so much love surrounding you, so much light, so much energy, that you are being lifted up and lifted out of whatever has been going on in your life previously. When we feel that deep internal disappointment and disconnectment, that aching sense that something must change, that the old ways are suffocating, that is the impulse to breathe, to want to breathe. And that is the great unfoldment knocking on the door of your soul, demanding a new blueprint. Can you imagine that? This beautiful, loving energy is saying, no, it says, there is something better for you. Let go and let the energy of love do it. Don't try to fit that powerful, oceanic feeling into a smaller, familiar cup from which you've always had a drink. Let it overflow. Let it erode the shores of your comfortable life. Yes. Because this is the vocation of now becoming. Our true vocation then is not to find ourselves, but to become ourselves, and to participate consciously in the becoming of the whole. This is the ultimate metaphysical calling, to be a collaborator with the evolutionary impulse. The collaboration requires courage, which is not the absence of fear, but it is the willingness. It is the willingness to move forward despite the fear of formlessness. It requires humility, and to admit that we cannot control the outcome. Oh, yes, we cannot control the outcome. How many of us have tried and lost? And it is to admit that we cannot control the outcome. Oh, yes. Only our presence in the process. Because we are the presence in the process. The great unfoldment happening, let's say right now. It is. You know, in the space between your breath and your heartbeat. It is the universe breathing itself into existence, and we are the lungs. When you step back from your frantic attempts to manage your life and simply allow yourself to be, breathing, you are aligned and you are home. A few days ago, we live in, as I said, I've told you over and over, we live in Rio Rico. And I got home one afternoon from here and there was storm clouds and it was looking pretty good. And our patio that we have, it points towards Nogales. And I could see, and I've told Charles this many times, we have this love seat on our patio, and the clouds roll in like a wave. And I'm sitting there, and he gave me a book to read. And I'm sitting there, and it's starting to rain. And it was one of those moments that I was so grateful for. Yet it was so simple. That I could sit there, I could just surrender and say, this is peace. I did absolutely nothing except enjoy a recreational read, the rain that was coming down, and the fact that I was breathing. Just breathing into this beautiful space. So in the end, the alignment with Spirit's, evolution is simply this, to consent to being broken open. It's being broken open by, the larger, more beautiful and truly new, Spirit, that divine energy, that loving energy that works through us, that sometimes we're afraid of. What happens if I start to feel it and I want to cry and I feel like I might never stop? Oh, that's okay. It truly is okay. If you don't want to stop crying, that is a baptism. It's a release. It's letting go, and it's allowing love in. It's this sacred, strange work of becoming right here in the glorious, necessary mess of it all. Ernest Holmes said, "We are surrounded by an infinite possibility. It is goodness, life, and reason. In expressing itself through us, it becomes more fully conscious of its own being." And so it is. Yes. And so, keeping our attention inward, we remember that God is right where we are, surrounding us, filling us. God within is the ground of being for each and every one of us. We are emanations of the Most High God. And in the awareness of our oneness in God, I further know that we are all connected with each other on the unseen side of life. So in the mind and the heart of God, there's only one of us, and we are all in. Yes, we are all in. And so in this awareness of our oneness, I speak the word for each and every one of us today. And know that we are committed to our spiritual pain and path, however uncomfortable sometimes it seems, that God has revealed in each one of our lives love and that continuation of our highest good. We bring into our consciousness our family members, our friends, our parents, our children, and all those we love, and our furry ones and our fishy ones. And we hold them so near and dear. And as we see them in our mind's eye, we know that God is surrounding and filling them and ourselves, that everyone's needs are met, that we are loved and peace-filled and whole in every single way. Let our prayer be a blessing in the world that we live in. And we bless our center. We bless our sacred space. We bless all sacred spaces, synagogues, temples, mosques, and ashrams, all paths to God, to keep everyone safe in this time. And I accept that we are blessed by being together today, and so, with an open, gracious, full heart, I simply say thank you, God. I release these words into the law of love and know it to be so. And so it is. Amen.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around me. Let me know that love is all around me. Oh, let my steps reveal the path of peace. Let my steps reveal the path of peace. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way.
I know that each and every one of us love in a very holy, holy way. It's that sacredness. And so it is our time right here, right now, that I just ask that whatever you can give this morning from your heart. There's a beautiful basket in the back of in the back of the sanctuary. And those are spiritual gifts that allow us to continue having our tech support and our wonderful musicians. Thank you, Linda, again for being our guest musical director. I want you back again, please. Thank you. Thank you. We love Michael. We know Michael is somewhere on a beach in Costa Rica, soaking up the sun. So we're so glad that he took that time off to, be with his family and be with the sand. So I'm just very grateful for all of this and so much more. So as we look, we also know that there's other ways for us to give besides the little basket in the back. And we can text to give. We can go on the website and give. And there's whatever creative way you want. There it is. Online, text, in person. All good choices. Anyway, with that, I just simply say, if you'll join me, please. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. Yes.
sure. All is well, all is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now, right now. All is well, all is well. All is well and unfolding as it should. All is well and unfolding as it should. One more time. All is well and unfolding as it should.
Say with me, I am. God is. And my life is filled with infinite possibilities. And so it is. Have a great week, everyone. I love you. Mwah. See you next week.